Shalom Shalom, first and foremost, we'll say Kalim Layel Bashim Yoshai, Bashim Kakadash, and double onto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who everyone teach well. It's going to be a quick video. We'll talk about 2nd Ezra 3, verse 26. I'm not going to read all the way down to the end. I may read just a few verses, but I just want to bring out these couple verses, bring out one scripture and end it off. 2nd Ezra 3 and Exodus start verse 27, that's what I meant. So they gave this city over into the hand of thy enemies, right, which happened back then because Ezra was talking, 13th year after the ruling of the city of Jerusalem while he was in Babylon, right? And pretty much the point of this chapter is Ezra basically, I don't want to call it a complaint, but a concern. He's voicing his concerns. How come, we, the Lord's chosen people, are at the bottom, and them are at the top. All these other nations, these other nations aren't any better than us. They're doing the same, wicked shit. And there's a deeper breakdown into that. You can go get into all that for yourself. Okay. Right, verse 28. Are their deeds then any better had inhabit Babylon, that they should have the dominion over Sion? Right? They're doing the same stuff. As I said, when I came hither and had seen the parties without number, then I saw so many evildoers in his 13th year, so that my heart failed me. Right? His heart, his mind, his spirit. It was like, oh my gosh, how the hell are these people the ones that have the rule over us? These people aren't any better. It actually reminds me of a funny situation that happened, while I was in school. I went to school for, one of the sciences. I'm not going to tell you which one, and I'm not going to tell you what school I went to, but I went to a school for, science and whatever, and, I used to work this job. It was kind of like a community outreach job for the school, right? So I worked for the school, and, this is back when I was a little younger, and I was working with one of the, one of the higher ups, and and there was something we saw, because we were walking around the school grounds where people live and whatever, and someone left the fucking tampon. I believe it was a tampon that was just right on the ground in front of one of the apartment buildings, and I remember it was me, this Moabite dude, and this other woman was kind of like a Jeek. Well, I'll call her a nigga woman because she wasn't in her right mind, but this nigga woman, and she was like, how the hell do these people rule over us? And kind of reading this kind of reminded me of that situation. So it's that same thing, like you look at these people and it's like, bro, why the fuck do they have the rule over us? These people are literally, the basis of men, like it says in Job, the 30th chapter, fucking vile fucking people, right? And we know that we just get this one, wicked, which is a sword. If we can find this, this is going to be real short because this is not hard to understand. Okay, let's see, thy sword, so that we can find it a little faster here. And we have this here. I'm just gonna get the one that is, Psalm 17, and he's talking about the wicked, because David had secret enemies back then, but he's really talking about these devils now, these Edomites. He was speaking in the spirit, right? So Psalm 17:13, rise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And that's really just the point. You can honestly read the rest if you want more of a breakdown, right? But deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, because the wicked, aka Esau, Edom, is the Lord's whooping stick. The third part of man, destruction will go wherever the third part of man, like it says in the book of Revelations. Okay, he is the wicked. He's called the border of wickedness, I believe in Malachi 1 and 4. So yeah, that's your breakdown. This is the last one I'm going to get. Sirach 20:9. There's a sinner that have good success in evil things, and there is a gain that turneth to loss. So, though Ezra was asking that thing in that chapter, I know some of us nowadays, will ask, maybe not us in the truth, but people in the world will ask that. Well, actually, I don't even know if brothers, really think like that sometimes. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think like that. I'm like, bro, why the fuck are we at the bottom? But then I have to think back to, the curses and so on and so forth. But, brothers should know, why we are where we are. It's a pretty, rudimentary, very, very rudimentary answers to that question. Very easy to answer. Just go into the curses and explain X, Y, Z. But, Ezra, by the end, about the 15th and 16th chapters, he has a good idea that, yeah, they may look like they're winning now, but they aren't going to get away with it. Okay? They're definitely not going to get away with it. America, you got a lot of judgment coming to it. I've just been reading the 5th chapter, and that's just all talking about the famine of the word, civil wars, all that stuff. As I said, just read like the 15th chapter, read that, was Luke 21, Matthew 24. I mean, that stuff is going to happen everywhere, judgment, destruction. But a lot of that destruction, the missiles are coming right here to America. The big time destruction is going to come down here to the United States. 1 hour, this place is going to be destroyed, like it says in Revelation 18. So that's what it means, right? Sirach 29. There's a sinner that has success in evil things, right? That's what Joel was complaining about, right? We can apply it to our times now. Like, why do all these people have any success, right? And that's because the Lord has set it up for that, Like, it says in Genesis that Esau would have the fatness of the earth, and that started with the Renaissance period. There's been other times where he's had his little time to rule, but right now he's been doing this thing for a hot minute. Ever since around the 1300s, they started consolidating their power. They started making marriages between each other and starting kingdoms. They pushed the Moors out because the Moors were having a lot of infighting. Jake within the Holy Roman Empire was having a lot of infighting towards the end. They were getting at each other, and made it real easy for Esau to move on in, take power, and then it was just a shift of power. It's the point where it's kind of hard to even tell, and because Esau has rewritten everything. It's hard to tell that, like who's who, because they cast everyone as Edomites, but I have my own thoughts. I believe I say like they say the Stuart line ended with Charles II or something like that, but I got to look more into it. But they say that the Rothschilds had some involvement with the fall of the Stuarts. I thought I heard that somewhere. I think it was Money Masters said it, but I gotta look into that. But yeah, they've had their good success in evil things, but it's only for a time, and there's a gain that turns to loss because those sinners have success in evil things. That gain is eventually going to turn to loss, man. Because the Lord's not a man, they shall lie, and it's been written and it's been, ordered, divinely ordained that yes, this place will be destroyed. It will be reduced to, a place for the unclean animals, like vultures and like owls and stuff like that, different desert creatures to be dwelling in here, and now it'll be their home, and no one will dwell in the United States of America ever again, like with Sodom, like that place, got all kinds of jacked up, and nobody want to be around there, and I don't want to be here. Once this place gets its judgment, that's why it likens it to Sodom and Gomorrah. It's just going to be an example of Lord's judgment and power. Lo, one, you're edified, and shalom. That's it.